Hello, everyone. Welcome to Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to look at the Cyclops hero review. So Cyclops was one of the first hero packs in the X-Men that we got in the Mutant Genesis wave, and Cyclops has a lot of unique things going for him. So we're going to go over his cards and then cards we think that are good for him. We're going to kind of speed through some of these because there's a lot.
There's a lot of cards.
But so first of all, his alter ego is Scott Summers. He's got a hand size 6, 10 hit points, recovery 3. And it says you may include X-Men allies from any aspect. So he's got unique deck building, which is great. And then he has what's called constant training. As an action, you can search your deck for a tactic upgrade and add it to your hand. Limit once per round. So it's tactic upgrades specifically. So not just any tactic cards, but tactic upgrades. All right.
All right, and then his hero form is the Colossus, of course. He's got a hand size of 5, 10 hit points still. He thwarts for 2, he attacks for 1, he defends for 2. But his Optic Blast is an action, it's an attack, and you can spend 1 resource of any type, deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. And this is any upgrade, it does not have to be one of the tactic upgrades.
All right, so let's take a look at the cards from his signature kit.
Okay, first up here, we've got Phoenix. That's a signature ally. She's a 3-cost psionic X-Men ally with 3 health. She thwarts for 2, she attacks for 2, and as a response, after she enters play, you can choose Cyclops card in your discard pile and add it to your hand.
Okay. Then we have the Ruby Quartz Visor. So this is really good because it's exhaust this card, generate an energy resource for your Optic Blast, which is, on your hero card. And that attack gains piercing and range.
Yeah, now what I thought was funny is it specifically generate an energy resource, but the Optic Blast doesn't require energy.
But you do have to spend 1 resource of any type.
Right. I was just kind of surprised it specified a resource type.
I mean, it's thematic.
I know, but still, I found it interesting.
Okay. And then another unique thing of Colossus.
So he's got Field Commander. So it is a 1-cost upgrade. It's a title that he gets. But if this is in play, you take the first turn during the player phase. And this is regardless who the first player actually is. Now, the first player stays the same. You take your turn, and then it goes back to them in order.
Yeah.
And each Cyclops upgrade attached to a minion loses the temporary keyword. And we'll come across the temporary keyword in a minute. We'll go into that.
So, like 2 players, it doesn't matter so much. But like if I'm the first player and Dirk's playing Cyclops, during the hero phase, he would go first. But then I would get the first encounter card, on the villain phase.
But I would go first and Dave would go second, even if he was sitting across the table from me in a 4-player game.
Yeah. So it goes Cyclops and then the current player, and then you go around the corner, around the board like that. All right. So then now we're going to start seeing a bunch of his tactics that get attached to enemies. So we've got Exploit Weakness. We have 2 copies. It's a 1-cost upgrade. It's a tactic attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. Temporary, so it'll go away at the end of the turn, except unless you have Field Commander out.
Yep, Field Commander gets rid of that.
Increase the amount of damage attached enemy takes from each attack by 1. So this is really nice in multiplayer because it's every single attack.
You've got the Field Commander. You put that on the villain, and it's going to stick around.
Right.
All right, next we've got Exploit Weakness. That's the second copy of that one. Okay. So then we have Practice Defense. We've got 2 copies of this. It's a 0-cost defense upgrade. 0-cost upgrade. It is a tactic. You attach it to an enemy, max 1 per enemy again, temporary again, but the attached enemy gets -1 attack. Now, when it says max 1 per enemy, it means 1 of this specific one, so that enemy can have multiple attachments, upgrade attachments on it.
As long as they're different names.
Yes.
All right. This is my favorite one of his kit. It's Priority Target. Costs 0. It's a tactic attached to the enemy, temporary. Of course, all that part's the same. When the attached enemy is defeated, the player who defeated it draws 2 cards. So this is really good for a minion,
it
obviously. But drawing 2 cards is amazing. And that's anybody who defeats it. So like I could play it if I'm Cyclops, but I don't attack, and then Dirk defeats it, then he would get the
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it is the hero or one of the allies that defeats it. It's the player.
Yeah.
All right, next here we've got Full Blast. It is 1-cost event. It's a superpower. As a hero interrupt, when you use your Optic Blast ability, you can exhaust Cyclops, and it deals 8 additional damage and gets overkill.
Yeah, so you're doing 11 damage because the Optic Blast does 3 on its own. All right, then we got 2 copies of Ricochet Beam. It's a 2-cost event. Attack superpower. Hero action, deal 3 damage to an enemy, and then deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. So,
and that can be the same enemy.
Yep.
All right, next here we've got Tactical Brilliance. We've got 3 copies of this. It's a 2-cost event. It's a thwart event. As a hero action, you can remove 3 threat from a scheme, and you choose a tactic card in your discard pile, and you add that to your hand. So not only do you thwart, but then you get some tactics back.
Okay.
And that does not say tactic upgrade. So if you do happen to have a tactic that is not an upgrade that you do want back, you could bring that back with it as well.
All right, and then his obligation is Lost Visor. Search your hand, deck, and discard pile for a copy of Ruby Quartz and place it face down under this card. So this is great if you haven't drawn the Ruby Quartz yet.
Yep.
And Cyclops cannot attack, but as an alter ego action, you can exhaust Scott Summers and add the Ruby Quartz Visor to your hand and remove Lost Visor from the game. So it's a nice way to get the Ruby Quartz, but the thing is you only have to deal with this once, which is nice.
Yeah, and now whenever I first saw the artwork on this, I thought the obligation was going to be called Migraine.
Okay.
Look at it. It looks like he's got a migraine. All right. So his signature nemesis, his nemesis minion is Mr. Sinister. So his Mr. Sinister is an elite marauder. He's got 6 health. He's scheme attacks for 1. He has stalwart, toughness, and villainous. And if he comes out as a boost, you're stunned. And if you're already stunned, you're going to take 2 damage instead.
Okay. Player's side scheme is genetic manipulation. 2 threat per player. When defeated, search the encounter deck and discard pile for gene therapy and reveal it. And it's going to amplify.
Now, does that look a little bit like Colossus there? It's a little bit.
Mr. Sinister.
I know, but he still looks a little bit like him there with that with that artwork. All right, so then we've got gene therapy. So it's a 2-cost. I'm sorry, it's not 2-cost. It is an attachment. It gives +2 attack, but you attach it to the enemy with the lowest printed attack without a copy of it already attached. Otherwise, it gets surge. As a forced interrupt, when the attached enemy attacks, the attacks gain overkill and piercing. And at the end of the attack, you'll discard your gene therapy. And you got 2 copies of that.
And it's got piercing, so Colossus wouldn't like it.
No, he would not.
Colossus there. All right. Concussive Force is the treachery. When revealed, alter ego. If Mr. Sinister is in play, the scheme he schemes. Otherwise, place 2 threat on the main scheme. And Hero, if Mr. Sinister is in play, he attacks you. Otherwise, take 2 damage. All right. So one of the unique things about Cyclops is he's got unique deck building. And so he is allowed to have X-Men allies of any aspect. So we're not going to read each ally, but we're just going to kind of show that there's a lot of X-Men allies in this game. So for aggression.
And some of them have really cool.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So we got Dust. And you can pause and if
look
you're
at
not
any
familiar with these cards, yeah. So we got Gold Balls, which I love Gold Balls.
He's a fun one.
Glob.
Glob is a really good one, specifically with Cyclops, I thought, because then whenever he comes into play, he deals 2 damage to any enemy with an upgrade attached. So he actually syncs well with Cyclops. So he's a great one, regardless of which aspect you're in.
Right. Then we got Magic. We have Psylocke. We got Shark Girl. So this one is actually another one that's good because she gets +1 attack for when she attacks the enemy with an upgrade.
I'm still waiting for Lava Boy.
Sunfire.
Sunfire's a great one. Phenomenal card.
Yeah, I put him in almost all my aggression decks, even if I'm not playing X-Men. Tempest. And Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Oh, and we still have some other aggression cards here.
So we've got here surprise move is one that even though it is not an attack, it's not an upgrade, a tactic upgrade. It is a tactic, so you can you do have still some cards and abilities that will trigger with it. But when you make a basic attack against an enemy with an upgrade attached, then you get +2 attack for that. And if you defeat the enemy, you ready your hero.
Yeah. So if you're playing Cyclops Aggression, that's a great card to add.
Yes.
This would be another great card to add. Take that. It's a 3-cost event. Hero action, deal 7 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached.
Yep. And you're definitely going to be putting upgrades on enemies. All right, now we've got counter attack. So we're into the first of the tactic upgrades here. So this one is as a hero response. After you take damage from an enemy, you can discard counter attack and deal an equal amount of damage to that enemy.
Okay. Now, this is not a tactic, but it is an upgrade, so it would work with your Optic Blast. You know, when you attach this to the minion gets +2 hit points and gains a patrol. But when the attached minion is defeated, remove 4 threat from the main scheme.
Yep.
So it works with the Optic Blast in the deck here.
Yep. All right, then you've got Marked. So Marked is a 0-cost upgrade. It's tactic. But you attach to the minion, and the attached attacks against that minion gain overkill.
All right. Then we got Suppressing Fire, cost 0. It's a tactic upgrade, attached to a minion. When you attack and defeat attached minion, heal 2 damage from your hero.
All right. And then the last aggression one we have here is the Direct Approach. So this one, it's also a tactic upgrade, but you attach it to a non-permanent side scheme. So this one does not attach to a minion, but it does go on a side scheme. But the attached side scheme gains Assault. So again, if you're playing an aggression one with Cyclops, this is a good one there.
All right. And
but another thing that I have noticed about most of the tactic upgrades is they're either free or they cost 1. So they tend to be fairly cheap to play. Not all of them, but most of them.
All right, and then Justice. So again, these are allies. So we'll just go through them pretty quickly. X-Men allies. So we got Banshee, we got Bishop, and you can tell there's a lot of X-Men allies to choose from. So Blindfold.
Blindfold's a fun one.
Chamber, Dazzler, Husk, and Marvel Girl. And then we do have one tactic upgrade for Justice.
So here we've got Befuddle, so it's a 0-cost upgrade again, but then when the character makes a basic attack against the minion that this is attached to, the character uses their thwart instead of their attack. So, yes.
Okay. And then for leadership, again, we got a lot of X-Men allies. So we've got Beast.
Beast is phenomenal, especially with some of the combinations that you'll see here. But Beast, I love the fact that whenever you play him, you get to search your discard pile for a resource and add it to your hand. And of course, you're going to want to definitely try to go after your double resources, probably.
Or triple resource if you're playing pool. And if you play
you haven't got to that yet.
No, but if you play Cyclops pool,
yeah.
you can put one of those triples,
yeah.
and you still could have Beast in your deck.
Yes.
All right, so get Gentle.
So Gentle is a...
well, we're just going to speed.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. That's right.
We got Havoc, which is Cyclops' brother. Kid Omega. We got M. We got Mirage. Pixie is, I think, very critical in a Cyclops deck because she allows you to get another X-Men ally. So that's really good. And then since you're going to have a lot of X-Men, I figured Uncanny X-Men is nice. So this is a 3-cost support. It's a team card. You can only have one team card. If each of your X-Men allies gets +1 hit point, and if each of your characters has the X-Men trait, each of your X-Men allies costs 1 fewer resources to play.
Yep. So yeah, you're probably playing X-Men, all X-Men.
Yeah, so if you're playing leadership and you're going to have, yeah, I mean, you might as well. And as you can see from this video, there's lots of X-Men to choose from. You really don't need any non-X-Men allies, including Maria.
Blasphemy. All right, and then we have coordinated attack. So that is our primary tactic upgrade for leadership, but 0 cost. Each ally takes 1 less consequential damage when attacking the attached minion.
Right, and again, that works great with the optic blast as well.
Yep.
And then another. This is for alter ego.
It is a tactic
grab because it is a tactic upgrade. It doesn't attach, but this works with your alter ego ability, the with constant training. After an ally you control is defeated, discard rapid response, put that ally into play from your discard pile, and deal 1 damage to it, which is pretty nice, especially if they have a cool come into play power.
So there's a cool one right there.
Beast works. Yeah.
Beast. Yep.
All right. Then for protection, we got lots of X-Men allies. So we got armor. We got Iceman. We got Karma.
Instant Karma's going to get you.
We got Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler's great.
We got North Star. Polaris. Talk about a good character with a coming into play power.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's a great one for recursion as well.
Rock Slide. Rogue is very fun. All right. And then we've got some upgrades with tactics in it.
Okay, so the first one we've got here is containment strategy. So you would attach this one again to a non-permanent side scheme. But after a hero defends against an attack, you can remove a threat from the attached scheme and 2 threat instead if the hero took no damage from the attack.
And you can get that with your constant training.
Yep.
Then we have defensive stance, which is a 2 cost upgrade, tactic, preparation card, max 1 per player. When you would take any amount of damage, discard defensive stance to prevent 3 of that damage.
Okay, next we've got pinned down. It's 0 cost upgrade. So this one is that you attach to a minion, and the attached minion gets -2 attack.
Okay. So that's great with the optic blast.
Yep.
And there's another one for the optic blast. Under control, attached to a minion. After a hero defends against attached minion's attack and takes no damage, deal 4 damage to the attached minion. So you coordinate, especially if you coordinate it with that previous card. All right. Then we got Pool, where we just have 1 card for Pool.
Yeah, but this one was one that I thought was a really fun one. It's, again, you attach it to a side scheme, but when the attached side scheme is defeated, you discard a non-elite minion. So it's you get rid of a side scheme and a minion at the same time. And, of course, if you're playing Pool, you're probably wanting the different symbols. So here you've got a, hold on, an exclamation point. Yeah, that's what we're calling that.
It's a big crisis for you.
Crisis, yes.
Okay. So if you're going to see us at Con of Heroes, you can always quiz them on these.
Yeah, I do so good for a while, and then they're gone.
All right. So then for basic, we got another bunch of X-Men allies. So we got Angel. We got Beak. We got Colossus. We got Forge. We got Gambit. We got Legion. We got Longshot. We got Professor X.
Great one.
Shadowcat. Storm. Sync. Triage. And the White Queen.
I like the White Queen. She's kind of fun, but you got to be careful with her.
All right. And then we got a team up card.
So we got Psychic Reports, 2 cost event. It is Cyclops and Phoenix's team up, but you can, as a hero action, you ready Cyclops and Phoenix, and then you can choose to either return a Cyclops card from your discard pile to your hand or put 2 power counters on the Phoenix Force.
Okay. And since you got a lot of X-Men allies, I throw in Utopia here. It's a 2 cost support, location X-Men. If each of your allies has the X-Men trait, increase your ally limit by 1. And then response after an X-Men ally enters play, exhaust Utopia, ready an X-Men character.
And that's real fun because then if you've also got Professor X, if he happens to be the one, you can ready a second X-Men character. Although you're probably not using Professor X for that. Here we've got the X Mansion. It's a 2-cost support. It's an X-Men location, but it's an alter ego action. You can exhaust it. You heal 1 damage from a mutant or X-Men character. It does say character, and it does not say identity. But any player whose alter ego has mutant trait may trigger this ability. So this is really cool if you're playing with a table full of mutants. But also, like I said, I mean, it can heal allies as well.
Right, especially if you got an ally that's doing something.
Yep.
All right, and then a basic tactic is Plan B. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Exhaust Plan B and discard a random card from your hand. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. So this is really nice when you have 1 card left and you just need to do some damage.
Yeah, we've got 1 player in our group who really likes this card. He uses it quite a bit, which is funny because it's not one that I would have typically expect to see him play, but he plays it a lot. So
yeah. All right. So anyway, so that was Cyclops, and if, like I said, you could pause the video if there's some of those X-Men allies that you're not familiar with and want to read what the cards do. We would be here for another hour probably
if we went through
read through all those allies. All right. Well, so,
and I'll tell you what, as a bonus, we'll look in the description to this video, and we'll put a link to a deck. The first deck that I came, it wasn't
Maria Recursion.
No, not Maria Recursion. It's not the first deck I did was Maria Recursion. It's the first character that I played that didn't come up, that I created the deck for to not come up, that was not Black Widow.
Okay.
So I'll put the content for that. I thought it was an interesting deck because of some of his special build stuff. I thought he would make a good one. I'll put a link to that so you can check out what either is a cool idea or a stupid idea. You make your decision.
And then comment in the video what your decision is. All right. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see new content by us, go ahead and click that notify bell, and you will get alerts whenever we put up new content. Whenever we post new videos.
And you can comment on Dirk's deck on why it doesn't work. All right.
It works.